Hello, lovely world of YouTube. Good afternoon and welcome to Emma's Story Hour, which I know you didn't know that you were tuned into, but you have. I don't know about your house, but we love A Squash and a Squeeze by Julia Donaldson and Alex Scheffler. And I love at the end when she gets rid of some of her farm animals and her house feels more breathable. And this last week I've got rid of my 4 farm animals, also known as children. But if you think about the smell and the way they eat and the pigsties and the mud, if it's mud, is it mud? And just the general pack mentality, then yeah, I'm sticking with farm animals. And 4 of my little farm animals and some quite big farm animals have left the house a little bit, and so the house has felt a bit breathable. So I wrote my own version of A Squash and a Squeeze, which I know you're dying to hear, so I will let you know right now that that's what we're going to do. We're going to read A Squash and a Squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Taking your youngest 2, said the government man. Taking my youngest 2? What a curious plan. Well, the youngest ones were excited to be home, but then they missed their teachers and they started to moan. Taking the middle 2, said the government man. Taking my middle 2? What a curious plan. Well, the middle 2 had so much energy to burn, and they had to learn again that we take turns. Taking your oldest 2, said the government man. Taking the oldest 2? What a curious plan. But they'll miss their exams and even a prom. But that will be the least of their worries with all this going on. Take in the husband. His office is closed. He will now hold Zoom meetings next to a pile of your clothes. So in the house, all 8 of them were. Then the husband surprised them with a friend made of fur. The middle ones only wanted to learn maths, and one of them takes a long time to faff. The oldest one had nothing to aim for. And for some, home learning was really a bore. The youngest one needed support with her phonics, and Mum realised she needed to be bionic. The food all got eaten. They just wanted more. The time just went and the house doubled its chores. Screens had to be shared and new workspaces made. Mum had to teach and she didn't get paid. People filled every inch of the home, but with a garden to use, so you can't really moan. Mum! Can you help me? Interrupted every hour. No space was given, not even in the shower. Relationships strengthened, and some took the strain. Every day repeated, again and again. Home learning, sharing screens, and working out with Joe. Some garden visits, but no one in the house would go. The 42-year-old lady manically laughed. At least we're now never late. This house, it does feel full with 8. I'm tearing my hair out. I'm down on my knees. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Send the year 6 kid back so he finishes school. He's fairly easy, but the house does seem less full. Send the oldest out to do manual work in a garden. He's the helpful one, but yes, it feels less of a burden. Send that quieter one to serve in the church media suite. Ah, yes. The house can breathe. It feels like a treat. Send the baby one back to sit on her socially distanced spot. Yes, 4 down. Feels like less than a lot. Send the husband back out. His office is no longer closed. And I might actually get round to sorting that pile of clothes. Thankful at times for this bizarre opportunity to stay home, to stay well, and be locked down with my family. While others go out putting themselves in harm's way, and some would have loved to have such loud days. There's no need to grumble and there's no need to grouse. There's plenty of room in my house. And now she's tired, but full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash and it isn't a squeeze. Yes, she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash or a squeeze. Until dinner, of course, when they're all back. But for now, she will enjoy the lack.